You don't feel replaceable by accident. It shows up quietly, in how you compare yourself, in how you read situations, in how quickly your mind goes there. Someone pulls back slightly, someone else gets attention, and the thought appears. I could be replaced. Like what you bring isn't unique. Like someone else could step in, and it wouldn't make much difference. And even if nothing has actually happened, it still feels real. Because the feeling doesn't come from the situation. It comes from how you see your own value. Here's the shift. You don't feel replaceable because you actually are. You feel it because you've been measuring your worth in a way that makes you interchangeable. Based on what you do, how you perform, how you compare. Things that can always be matched or improved on. So your mind starts treating value like something that can be outdone, something that can be replaced. There's also something deeper underneath it. Your brain is wired to look for position, to understand where you stand in relation to others. Am I enough here? Do I matter? Could I lose this? And when that sense of position feels uncertain, your mind tries to fill in the gap. Often with the worst case. Someone else is better. Someone else could take my place. Not because it's true, but because your brain is trying to prepare for loss. There's also the role of comparison. When you focus on what others have, their qualities, their strengths, you start to overlook your own. Not because they're not there, but because your attention isn't on them. And without that awareness, it's easy to feel like you don't bring anything unique, even when you do. Because uniqueness isn't always loud. It's often subtle, in how you think, how you show up, how you connect. Things that aren't easily compared. But your mind doesn't focus there. It focuses on what can be measured. And that's where the distortion happens. So the shift isn't about trying to prove that you're irreplaceable. It's about changing how you define value, moving away from comparison and towards recognition, seeing what you actually bring, not in relation to others, but in its own right. Because once you do that, something changes. You stop seeing yourself as one of many and start seeing yourself as specific. Not better, not worse, just different. And that difference isn't something that can be replaced. And maybe that's the truth. You don't feel replaceable because you lack value. You feel it because you've been looking at your value through a lens that reduces everything to comparison. And once you step out of that, you stop questioning whether you can be replaced and start understanding what you actually bring.